It's Thursday, the 24th day of March, 2022. This Day Weather Podcast, sponsored exclusively by Cowboy State Daily, Wyoming's news authority. Visit them at cowboystatedaily.com and on their Facebook page. Well, here we are, the downhill side of the week. It's going to be warmer, still breezy though, especially for the eastern plains along and east of I-25 and east of the Continental Divide into western South Dakota, western Nebraska, western Kansas, eastern Colorado, eastern Wyoming, Montana. Windy again today. Not as bad as yesterday, and it is going to be warmer, but still expect a nuisance wind. We have a weak system that'll cut through the northern Rockies tonight and Friday, producing a few clouds, a few sprinkles or light showers, mainly in the northern areas. Tomorrow is going to be a few degrees cooler, but really not much of a factor. The weekend continues to look phenomenal. Going to be a fantastic weekend of 60s and 70s, and I think all the way through Monday as well. There's going to be some high cloudiness this weekend, so we'll have to deal with a little bit of cloudiness, but the weekend is going to be great for this time of year. We're still looking at changes next week. We probably have two storms to contend with. One coming in late Monday and Tuesday, another one towards next Thursday and Friday, and it's going to turn a lot colder again, so don't get used to the nice weather that's coming. Today's satellite photo shows the storm that's been with us all week now, moving into the Great Lakes, southeastern Canada. You can see the cold front trailing along here. This is where the shower and thunderstorm activity will be today. Then the cold, low-level cloudiness coming in on the backside of the system. Still have a northerly flow coming in. That's going to make it breezy today. Out in the Pacific, the Gulf of Alaska shows the next low coming on in, but it's pumping up. This very storm system here, the wind around it is going to help build this high pressure ridge, send desert air into the Rockies and high plains starting really tomorrow night, but especially Saturday through Monday. But what's making it warm is what's going to be making it cold and stormy by early to the middle parts of next week. And that's the way spring goes, this back and forth. The forecast charts for today show that low in the Great Lakes through Canada, stretching east and heading out of the region with the high pressure building into California and expanding with that low up here in the Gulf of Alaska. As we go forward, this is for Saturday. By noon Saturday, you can see that high pressure ridge building in strongly. This is going to lead to some very warm temperatures as that low digs in along the coast. It will produce moisture from the Pacific, those high and mid-level clouds that we'll have to contend with this weekend, but they'll be very high level. By Sunday afternoon, we've got a pretty good looking low just off the coast of California, headed eastward, but the high pressure ridge axis is right on the divide. So this means Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday, we're going to be on the warm side of the storm system here in the western United States. Now along the coast, it'll start to cloud up and showers will start to break out by late Sunday night into Monday morning in California. These are the temperatures. This just looks like the maps I showed you yesterday. This is by Saturday. These are the forecasted high temperatures for Saturday. In the Chinook zone, you can see these very warm temperatures here along and east of the mountains. Look at these very warm temperatures in the Great Basin states down in the Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. Arizona hitting the middle to upper 90s, upper 80s in the valleys, Central Valley of California. But at the same time, a lot of cold air still up here. And this is going to be our problem into early April. There's a lot of cold up in those northern latitudes. However, we'll focus on the positive, and that is a nice warm day Saturday. Look at these high temperatures on Sunday. They get even a little bit warmer. Monday, look at these temperatures on Monday, maybe eclipsing 80 or better in western Kansas, western Nebraska, and eastern Colorado. Those southwest winds not only pumping in desert air, but we get a Chinooking effect as that air sinks over the divide. When you compress a gas, you make it warmer. And so the air coming over on the other side of the Rockies as it sinks makes it even warmer. But temperatures are going to be peaking Sunday and Monday. Then things begin to change. As we saw last week with the modeling, we see again next week. We talked about this yesterday, how it almost looks like a similar situation where the low gets stretched out between two low centers. But we once again, just like what we had last week, have a very similar situation where the computer models are disagreeing. There's two different scenarios unfolding. This is the European model for noon Tuesday. This shows a broad trough coming in off the west coast. There will be moisture into here and colder temperatures as well, but it's not a very organized storm. The Canadian model and the European model are really, really close, basically showing the same thing. There's going to be colder, wet conditions, but not a big storm. Another one digging in behind it. But look at the American model or the GFS model. It's got a well-organized four-corner storm, but notice there's that low up there again. What you really want in these situations is you want that other low here to add energy and make this spin up more. So when we see this pattern like this, we're very suspicious of the American solution. Again, like last week. Look what happens with the American model by Wednesday morning. This looks almost identical to what we were trying to sort out with this week's storm. It's split apart. The computer modeling wanting to build up a big northeast New Mexico storm, bring a significant upslope event to the Colorado Front Range in southern Wyoming, western Kansas, and Nebraska. We just don't buy it right now, based on the fact that we just saw this exact same scenario a week ago. Weather patterns do repeat themselves. So we're suspicious of this solution, even though this would be a nice, big-looking storm system. We're not taking the bait yet. We think that these solutions right here are probably more likely. Now, let's take a look at the European solution. You see this low right here? If this storm does not become a major storm, like this model shows, what will happen with this system here is that it will dig in behind it, dragging in colder air, and we're in a situation like this by Wednesday morning where the storm system and front moves out, but another one follows in behind it. And if this happens, this is going to drag in much colder air by Thursday and Friday of next week, and another chance of mountain snow and rain and snow, turning the snow on the plains. The American model does not have this secondary storm system. So we've got a lot of question marks for next week. Luckily, we've got some time to figure things out. If the Canadian and the European models are correct, could be a pretty wet week next week in some areas of the Rockies and the high plains. Even going to get some rain in California, parts of the Pacific Northwest, even down into the Four Corners region and the Great Basin. So we're going to get back into some chances for precipitation again, mountain snow, rain and snow on the plains. Look at these temperatures. All of a sudden, by next Wednesday morning, temperatures go in complete reverse. And it gets pretty chilly again relative to averages by next Wednesday. Look at temperatures by next Friday and Saturday. Much colder conditions. So there's a warning label on the weather forecast for the weekend. Yes, the weekend is going to be great through Monday, but it's not a pattern that's going to hold, unfortunately. It could be a cold start to April. It's really looking that way, colder relative to averages. Don't forget, we're giving away some kids' journals. Enter at dara@dayweather.com. Thanks for watching the Day Weather Podcast. We will see you tomorrow.